Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. So this is the second part of the ICMR preparation series. I have already published the first part, so if you have not watched it, I will provide the link in the description box as well as in the I button, so you can watch it out. Now this is the second part in which I have compiled so many PYQs, and as per the PYQs, some new questions are there. So I will request you to watch till the end so that you will get insights of what can be asked in your ICMR examination. And if you like my efforts, please hit the like button and do subscribe my channel for more such content. Now let's discuss the first question. The first question is the first clinical application of gene therapy over a 4-year-old girl was for. So the first clinical application of gene therapy is for the ADA deficiency, that is the adenosine deaminase deficiency. The correct answer for this question is option 1. ADA deficiency is a rare and inherited metabolic disorder that affects the immune system. So it is caused basically due to the mutation in the ADA gene. ADA is for adenosine deaminase, and if it is mutated, the overall immune system is affected. So for this disease, a gene therapy was introduced to cure this disease in the girl child. So let's make out some points. Gene therapy is a collection of methods in which defective gene present in the embryo or child is corrected so that that disease will not occur in the child. The aim of gene therapy is to treat the malfunctioning of the defective gene so that that disease will not occur in the patient. Now the first gene therapy was introduced to cure the SCID, and SCID is the severe combined immunodeficiency that was caused due to the ADA deficiency. So it was in the 1990. So you have to remember the year, and it was introduced to cure the ADA deficiency, that is for the SCID disease. Now second question. So the second question is the role of aminopterin in HAT media for monoclonal antibody production is salvage pathway blocker, de novo pathway blocker, hybridoma cell stabilizer, or nucleotide analog. The right answer for this question is de novo pathway blocker. So basically aminopterin blocks the de novo pathway, and therefore the unfused myeloma cells die as they will not be able to produce the nucleotides because of the blockage of the de novo pathway. So ये question भी आ सकता है hybridoma cell पे. Now third question is which of the following is required for porphyrin synthesis? Methionine, ammonia, glycine, or alanine. So it is the glycine which is required for the porphyrin synthesis, because the first step in the biosynthesis of porphyrin is the formation of ALA, that is aminolevulinic acid, which is made by the amino acid glycine. Now next question. All the following are RNA viruses except hepatitis B virus, A virus, C virus, or E virus. So it is the hepatitis B virus, that is a DNA virus and not RNA, यानी genetic material DNA होता है, RNA नहीं. So it is the right answer. बाकी तीनों में RNA होता है genetic material. So the next question is about tempeh, which is a fermented product of what? Rice, wheat, egg, soybean. So basically tempeh is a fermented product of the soybean. So tempeh is a basically soy-based food. It is synthesized by fermentation of soybean, and it is used as a source of vitamin B12, and it has all the 9 essential amino acid which is required for the healthy functioning of the body. So you have to remember that this is the fermented product of the soybean. Now next question. So next question is of the instrumentation. Which of the following method cannot be used to determine the 3-dimensional structure of a protein? X-ray crystallography तो बिल्कुल करता है, NMR भी करता है, क्रायो इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी भी करता है, ऑड वन आउट इज रामाचंद्रन प्लॉट. सो दिस इज द करेक्ट आंसर. यानी रामाचंद्रन प्लॉट से हम लोग 3-डायमेंशनल स्ट्रक्चर प्रोटीन का डिटरमाइन नहीं कर सकते, एंड ऊपर के तीनों ही डिटरमाइन कर सकते हैं. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. So the question is the factor that leads to the founder's effect in a population is what? Mutation, genetic drift, natural selection, or genetic recombination. Firstly, you should know about the founder's effect. So founder's effect is occurring when a small group of individuals, suppose this is a population, and इसमें से एक small group जो है, that small group will occupy a new area and therefore वहाँ पे अपना population establish करेगी. So this separation can happen when a portion of population leaves to start a new population when a physical barrier divides the population. So this is the founders effect, यानी कि group of population का एक छोटा सा हिस्सा अगर फिजिकल कोई बैरियर आ गया है, सेपरेशन हो गया है पॉपुलेशन में, तो वो जाके कहीं नए एरिया में अपना पूरा पॉपुलेशन इस्टेब्लिश करता है. सो दैट इज अकरिंग ड्यू टू विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग: म्यूटेशन, जेनेटिक ड्रिफ्ट, नेचुरल सिलेक्शन और जेनेटिक रिकॉम्बिनेशन. सो इट इज़ द जेनेटिक ड्रिफ्ट which is the cause of the founder's effect. Now next question. A certain bacteria living in the soil converts nitrates into nitrites, यानी nitrates को nitrite में and then finally to nitrogen, यानी nitrate से nitrite बन रहा है and then finally to nitrogen. So this is known as what? So this is known as denitrification, and such bacteria performing the denitrification is known as the denitrifying bacteria. So the correct answer for this question is denitrifying bacteria. And here is one more flashcard. So you have to remember the bacteria responsible for the nitrification. The formation of nitrate from ammonium is the nitrification, and it is catalyzed by nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. And for the denitrification, that is the final formation of nitrogen by Bacillus, Paracoccus or Pseudomonas. And there are nitrogen fixing bacteria which are free living, aerobic. Aerobic में कौन कौन से है? Azotobacter, Cyanobacteria. Anaerobic में Clostridium, purple and green phototrophic bacteria and Methanobacterium. Symbiotic में the most common one, Rhizobium, Bradyrhizobium, Frankia. So you have to remember all these examples as well, because examples भी देखने को बहुत मिल रहे हैं questions में, and ये CSIR के B section में भी बहुत आता है. Now next question is hormones responsible for growth of the root in micropropagation is auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin or ABA. So it is the auxin which is responsible for the root initiation or root formation in the micropropagation, and cytokinin is involved in the shoot formation or the stem formation. Now this is a new question. Growth regulators which control plant growth and development are called secondary metabolites, macro element, non-essential element or phytohormones. So इसका आंसर बहुत ही easy है. The growth regulators are also known as phytohormones, and there are so many which controls the growth of a plant. Now next new question. Which of the following is not a plant hormone? Corticosteroid, racinosteroid, polyamines or salicylic acid. So it is the corticosteroid, which is an animal hormone and not plant hormone. Racinosteroid, polyamines and salicylic acid all are plant hormones, but only odd one out is corticosteroid because it is an animal based hormone. Now one more new question which is related to the discovery of auxin. So the question is, name the plant in which auxin was first discovered: mustard, pea, oats or rice. So it is the oats in which the auxin was discovered for the very first time. Now next question which is related to the auxin. So which of the following is not a naturally occurring auxin? Indole 3 acetic acid, indole 3 butyric acid, phenyl acetic acid or 2,4-D. So you must be aware that 2,4-D is the synthetic auxin, which is an organic compound which is marketed as a very potent herbicide. एंड बाकी जो तीनों हैं, दैट इज़ IAA, IBA एंड PAA, ये तीनों ही क्या है? ये तीनों ही नेचुरल ऑक्सीन है. सिर्फ 2,4-D जो है वो सिंथेटिक ऑक्सीन था. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द अमीनो एसिड बाइंडिंग साइट एंड द एंटीकोडॉन साइट इज 64 आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग, 70, 76 और 80. सो इट इज़ द 70 आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग which is crystal cleared by the X-ray crystallography studies, which reveals the tRNA has an L-shaped tertiary structure, and in this structure the amino acid binding and the acceptor site approximately 70 Armstrong away from the anticodon site. So this is a again factual question. You have to remember the 70 Armstrong, यानी जो distance है amino acid binding site में and anticodon site में, that is of 70 Armstrong. So the question is, puberty is initiated by pulse release of which of the following hormones? Is it somatostatin, growth hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone, insulin like growth factor or growth hormone releasing hormone? So you have to mention the exact name of the hormone which is responsible for initiation of the puberty. So is it somatostatin, No. Is it growth hormone? No. It is the gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH. Insulin like growth factor? No. Growth hormone releasing hormone? No. The right answer is the gonadotropin releasing hormone. Now, puberty is the period of transition between the childhood and adulthood, which is characterized by different features like the development of secondary sexual characteristics, gonadal maturation, and attainment of the reproductive capacity. Now, puberty and reproduction are controlled by the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. You have to remember this. Now, GnRH is produced in the preoptic area of the hypothalamus and released from the axon terminals in the median eminence of the pulsatile manner to stimulate the secretion of which two hormones? The luteinizing hormone as well as the follicular stimulating hormone, that is the FSH from the pituitary. So यहाँ पे आपको तीन चीज़ें याद रखना है. What are the different features of the puberty, and also it is controlled by the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, and also the GnRH stimulate the secretion of luteinizing hormone LH and FSH, that is the follicular stimulating hormone. Now a homework for all of you. So you have to study the dates. What are the different dates of different days, like when is the AIDS Day, when is the World Population Day, Water Day, Earth Day, and likewise. So I have uploaded one video. I will provide the link of that video regarding the dates important in science. So you have to remember each and every date, because आपको ये ICMR के एग्ज़ाम में 100% श्योर है कि कोई ना कोई डेट पूछ सकता है. लाइक ओजोन डे कब होता है, पॉपुलेशन डे कब होता है, बायोडाइवर्सिटी डे कब होता है, ये सारे ही चीज़ें important है. So you have to watch that video. I will provide the link in this video only. And second thing, the different human diseases. I have already uploaded the video. Different diseases कौन कौन से हैं and the causal organism of that particular disease you have to remind, because ये यहाँ से questions बहुत उठ रहे हैं. So ये दो topics आपको करके चलने हैं. जैसे जैसा मैं आपको guide कर रही हूँ, if you will follow it, you will get more benefit from all of these sessions. So stay tuned and do watch the video till the end, because तभी मतलब है मेरी ये series बनाने का, otherwise it is of no use. So do watch the video and do let me know अगर किसी topic पे आप video चाहते हैं तो. Thank you so much for watching.